Brilliant performance by Kofi Nkrumah. We'll be spending some time with him later on. But today we're discussing pregnancy, the third trimester. So for the past 2 weeks, we've gone through the second, the first, and now the final trimester, which is the third. I have been joined by Akosia Konedu Yadom, who's a state registered nutritionist. Good morning, Akosia.
Good morning, Jifa.
How are you?
I'm fine, yourself?
Good. So talk about the third trimester. Before we get into that, can we do a quick recap of things we should know for the first trimester and then the second?
Okay, so you spoke about the first and second,
Yes.
just as you said. And then the first trimester has to do with the first 3 months. The second trimester has to do with the second 3 months. And then the third trimester has to do with the last 3 months. We spoke about the first trimester, and we said that folic acid was very, very critical because that's where there is brain development. That's the beginning of the whole pregnancy, and so the beginning of everything would need to be given much importance. And then there was that we spoke about this the citric family foods. And then we spoke about the folic acid, which has to do with folates. We spoke about folate-rich food, vitamin C-rich food, oranges, pineapple. We spoke about the green leafy vegetables for the folates or the folic acid. And we said that the reason why we are supplemented when we are pregnant has to do with the fact that most of our pregnancies here are not planned. And so before women know that they are pregnant, they are about 4 months or 3 months into the pregnancy, which means that you've wasted the whole first trimester, which is very crucial for every pregnancy. And so you need to be supplemented by being given the folic acid because there's a depletion as far as your folate stores are concerned. And then we spoke about the second trimester last week, and then we stressed more on calcium and magnesium. Yes, and then it also helps with that second stage or second phase of the pregnancy. We spoke about milk and calcium-rich foods like milk products, animal flesh and products. And then we spoke about do's and don'ts, where we said that for the sushi lovers, if you want to enjoy your sushi, and sushi mostly come with raw fish, yes, you need to really watch out for what kind of fish is being used. Is it really fresh or it is frozen? And we said that the frozen ones are safer because once freezing takes place, it means that bacteria are killed. And so it's safer than consuming them fresh. We spoke about fish to do away with because of the high mercury contamination. And we spoke about sharks. We spoke about some fishes to do away with. And then it was like last week the presenter was like, they said seafood should be avoided. It's a myth. It's because of the high mercury contamination. That's why people would want to stay away from certain fishes, because you wouldn't have it all being contaminated. Salmons are very, very good, and they have omega-3 fatty acid, DHA, which is very, very useful for every human being, including the pregnant woman and the growing fetus. So you wouldn't say that all fishes are bad. Salmons are good, but you need to stay away from those which easily get contaminated by mercury.
Okay,
yes.
So now we're going to focus on the final trimester.
Yeah.
What should we know about this stage, and what meals should we keep in mind as well?
Okay, so the meals run through completely for every pregnancy, but for the final trimester, we said for folic acid, vitamin C was crucial for the B vitamins too, especially the B12 for the first trimester. Second trimester, calcium, magnesium was stressed on. And so for the third trimester, we are still staying with vitamin C. Yes, we'll stay with the citric family. We will stay with thiamine. Thiamine helps in the absorption of nutrients into our system. And baby is all blown. Everybody can see that Jifa is pregnant. And so you need to make sure that you are doing more plus the extra you will need, because very soon baby will be coming out, and that is like the climax of the whole pregnancy. Yeah. That is where you really will show us that whatever you had in front of you is a human being, or there is something to represent whatever you had. Yes, and so we need to focus on thiamine. and thiamine helps. They are aiders. Like one of our presentations, we spoke about food that aids digestion.
Yes.
So thiamine helps with the absorption of certain nutrients in certain food. And a classic example would be the combination of fish, cooked fish, and then lemon or orange juice. So when you combine protein with the citric family, the absorption of whatever has to be taken into the body as far as the fish is concerned is so high because it's been aided by the citric family.
But why is this important for the child now? Because now it's almost a human being. You can feel it kicking. It's a human being now, so you can feel it kicking. So what does it help? Like if I'm consuming more calcium, is it because the bones are growing and it needs the bones? Can you break down the
so there was a video. I don't know if it's ready, but
is the video ready? If it's ready, let's
the third trimester. Okay, it was going to speak about what happens to the child or the baby. Their nails are growing, their eyes open.
So I heard it's ready. So let's take a look at the video of the third trimester.
Your last trimester together. At 28 weeks, your baby weighs just over 2 pounds. He'll more than triple his weight between now and birth and build a layer of fat that will help keep him warm outside the womb. Your baby's skeleton is hardening. The bones in his head have not yet fused together, which will allow them to slightly overlap as his head passes through the snug space of the birth canal. Billions of neurons have developed and are firing in your baby's brain, creating essential connections that will help him learn in and outside the womb. Your baby can open his eyes now and see the light that filters through your womb. He can hear too, so go ahead and talk or sing to your baby. As your due date nears, your baby will shed small bits of vernix caseosa, the white cheesy substance that covers his entire body and protects his skin from the amniotic fluid he's floating in. Your baby swallows some of these bits, along with other secretions, which pass through his digestive system to become his first bowel movement. At 37 weeks, your baby's skin is pink and soft. He's looking less like a wrinkled alien and more like a baby. He's gaining nearly 1 ounce a day and weighs about 6 pounds. He's now considered full term. In preparation for birth, most babies will turn so their head is facing downward. Your baby will stay that way, head resting in your pelvic area, as he gets ready to greet the world.
So we just took a look at exactly what happens during the third trimester. So Akosia, break down the things we eat, right? So if I'm consuming a lot of carbs, what effect would that have on the the growth of the child versus paying more attention to fruits and vegetables and the brain development even of the child?
Yes, and this video will somehow answer the question you asked before we watched. The venous carcinosa, that's the whitest thing that was on the back of the hand of the baby. Some will enter into the child's mouth, as we saw in the presentation, and this helps to prepare the digestive system of the child. So that's the first food.
Wow.
Like technically, when the baby's eye is opened, at that point the baby has fully turned and anything can happen to you. I'm not saying you're going to die, but you can deliver any moment from then. And so once that is happening, some way, somehow, you are helping the baby to grow. Why? Because you're still eating, you are getting foods rich with the citric family, you are taking thiamine rich foods, you are taking lots of water and fiber. Let me stress on that. At the third trimester, water and fibrous foods are very critical for every woman because that's the part where a lot of women also constipate. So you realize that during labor, there are some women who would have to use the private the washroom, before they are allowed to push. There are some who unfortunately will create the embarrassing scene of doing it in the process of pushing.
Yes, because they constipated.
Because there was constipation, and because when you are pushing, the endorphins level are so high that there is so much pressure because, come on, something is coming out of your vajayjay. It means that there is much pressure. You really will squeeze yourself, and so if you had something in your tummy, if you were constipating, it can mistakenly come out. So it is very critical for us as ladies, women, and even husbands or fathers to pay attention to women, especially in the final trimester. I posted something on the page today. I was like, whatever the person is consuming, I'm answering everything. Spicy foods has a way of catalyzing on the work of endorphins. Endorphins helps to reduce the pain a woman feels when they are pushing. So once the contractions start, you can't do away with it. Pain is part of the process of labor and delivery. So the endorphins will help catalyze on the level of pain. So the pain has to be reduced naturally, and that's the work of endorphins. But when you take a lot of spicy food, they are catalyzed on by capsaicin. The name has crossed me a bit.
Don't worry.
But it's capsaicin. Yes. So if it is catalyzed on by this, it makes the work of endorphin very difficult. So I have to take away the pain, but because I've taken a lot of spicy food, especially pepper, those who enjoy
so it's not good for you.
I wouldn't say it's not
trimester.
good, but generally, if you know that you find yourself in the third trimester, that's between 7 and 9 and the 9th month, or from 7 until delivery, you'd have to make sure you do away with it. And the research also said that. So I'm saying the bad and the good. Taking 6 pieces of dates for 4 weeks. So I always say that with what I'm talking about, or with what I will be saying the next 1 minute, make sure that you know your due date before you start, so that you don't induce labor early before your time. So whatever I am saying, make sure you know your date, your time for delivery. So give yourself 4 weeks from your delivery date, and then 6 pieces of date. Let it be your snack.
Is it every day?
You're in between. No, you just what do you call it? The normal chats we give them, the normal things we talk about.
Yes, but the 6 pieces of dates. How frequent
for a
are you supposed to?
a 7 of a snack. 6 pieces of it, or you can take an apple and then the 6 pieces of date. Just take the dates. It takes care of you as far as helping with reduce pain as far as labor is concerned. So it induces labor. Yes, and then there is this powerful fruit too, the nutrition star fruit, pineapple. The pineapple is very, very good also for inducing labor, and then it's good for delivery too. But for the alcohol, and they cut across all the trimesters, there are things you obviously, you and I would know that we shouldn't be taking, yes.
Because they will contribute to perhaps your child being, so we
have essential nutrients for the third trimester. You need iron. Yes, we have iron. We have DHA. That has to do with the omega-3 fatty acid. And then we have vitamin K. It has to do mostly with the green leafy vegetables. We have calcium, and calcium helps with the formation of strong bones and teeth. The baby's nails will be developing at this time. Yes, and so you should make sure that you have a lot of calcium. You are nourished as far as your calcium levels are concerned. Yes, and then we have vitamin D. Sunlight will give us more, but you would have to also supplement. Where you'd have to be supplemented, your caregiver will let you know. Yes, and calcium also helps with the absorption of vitamin D. About 4 weeks ago we spoke about it. Yes, and so if you are taking enough calcium and you are enriching your stores as far as vitamin D is concerned, you can be assured of being nutritionally sound as far as calcium is concerned. So we spoke about the vitamin C, we spoke about thiamine, we spoke about water and fiber to prevent.
So what are some fiber-rich foods? I see some brand that isn't. What are some
the whole meals?
Okay.
The whole meals. Oatmeal, wheat. They are very good.
Okay.
And then castor oil too is very, very good. But a lot of people abuse it, including my mother for my yes, our last born, she had to. Because the boy was 11 months in the belly.
Wow.
So she wanted the baby out. Yes. So, yes, castor oil also help with delivery. Yes, but you don't have to abuse it. Yes, there is an image on our screen here too. It has to do with the weight pregnancy. So from week 27 to 36, restrict yourself, restrict your intake of 300 extra calories a day, because you realize that at the third trimester, women look bigger. They are very, very bigger. And then a healthy weight woman before pregnancy can gain between 25 to 35 pounds.
Okay.
Yes, so just study your system. That's why when you go for checkups with your obs and gynae specialists, they use that tape measure. They measure stuff on your belly. It's not a mere formality. They just want to know
Make sure that you
how safe you are as far as your weight is concerned. An overweight woman should also limit her weight gain to 15 to 25 pounds when expecting. So
why is that?
We spoke about healthy weight for pregnancy. We don't take all those things into account. I want to be pregnant. That's what I'm looking at. What is our weight before pregnancy? How is our folate stores before pregnancy? Elsewhere, somebody before pregnancy will carry the wife 6 months before the pregnancy to go and see a specialist to know how safe she is, how safe it is for her to be pregnant. So extra body supply for pregnancy and breastfeeding. We are not breastfeeding yet, so we'll do away with that. Before the whole term is done, before the first, second trimester, let's say that after everything is done, I beg your pardon, you have to make sure that your baby's weight is between 3.5. 3.5 is too much. You go through CS. It's between 2.0 to 3.5.
Okay, that's considered healthy.
2.5 you can be allowed to push. You can have somebody can have 4 kg child,
and still
but
push.
no.
Okay.
No, medically they won't allow you to push if it's beyond 3.5. For some facilities, it depends on whoever is taking care of you. Sometimes they have to weigh your strength and know if you really can push. You can see somebody as thick and tall as Jifa, but she wouldn't be in a position to push because of the pelvic area and something which has to do with your reproductive health. Yes. So depending on whoever is taking care of you, a lady has delivered 4.5. She wasn't ready for CS, and for her she was like, I will pray on at the labor ward. All she was doing was to pray, God, I don't want CS, and that was it for her. She pushed. She delivered. That was for her, but medically, nobody is supposed to allow you to push a 4 kg baby out.
So that's why you should pay attention to your weight gain, especially
pay attention to your weight gain. For the first trimester, we said that you shouldn't gain more than between 2 to 4 pounds. So if you are gaining more, that's why I said that Jifa, the safest way for every pregnancy, as far as our weight is concerned, is to have the ideal body weight for pregnancy. So if you have the normal BMI that is between the 18.5 to 24.9 or 25, you are considered as a person or a woman with a healthy BMI. I have a healthy BMI. Jifa, you may have a healthy, you don't have a healthy BMI. So if Jifa,
we're still working on it.
Thanks for being honest. Yeah, so if you are overweight, if you are obese, it means that you'd have to come down. The obese person would have to do more when, as far as being compared with the overweight person. And for a normal person, a normal weight person like myself, I don't have to do much. I just have to make sure that I stay active, I exercise, I do the right kind of exercises. Yes, so there are exercise regimens for the third trimester woman, to squats and then using of the ball at the gym.
Yeah, why do they use that ball?
Okay, so when you do squatting, actually gym instructor, so if you squat, it helps prepare your pelvic area for proper dilation. Yes, so the foods we spoke about also aid in dilation. Before every woman is allowed to push a baby out, you need to dilate. So for some people, the dilation is the reason why you hear them screaming and shouting. If you are not dilating, you won't be allowed to push. Yes, so you'd have to make sure that you are taking the right foods. Yes, we spoke about some of them.
Yes. Let's go through it again. So your third trimester. What should your ideal breakfast be, your ideal lunch, your ideal dinner? Of course, you're going to take dates for snacks if we're 4 weeks away.
It's not just dates alone, but it's powerful. Yes. Yeah, so dates may be too small for somebody. Yes, you don't eat for 2 though.
Yeah,
but
especially 6. I mean, What can you do with 6 days, really? Yeah.
So that's not your food. That is your in between.
It's still in between, but
okay,
if you have this,
okay,
but you said apple, so we'll make some apples.
Yes, apple. So you take your apple. You afterwards, there is the paper we do, so that it helps with your dilation. But I said that with whatever I'm talking about, as far as the date is concerned, you'd have to know your due date.
Yeah.
So if you are in your 3rd trimester, but still haven't consulted your healthcare giver, you still don't have your due date.
Yeah,
the 3rd trimester, you don't have your due date, like serious.
You should have it, right?
You should have your due date. So if you know your due date, then you give yourself that time. Yes, you can sprinkle a teaspoon of dates. Oh, they look big. They look sexy.
Okay.
So that's how you are supposed to look like.
Okay.
For the 1st trimester, you see, she's still looking like a slave queen.
I know, she's gorgeous.
Yes. You have to be fabulous. You are pregnant doesn't mean that you should look like a bag of rice. Yes. And then the 2nd trimester, that's the look too. The 3rd trimester, so you can clearly see that, Jifa, the belly has developed.
Yeah.
Yes. So you don't have the belly looking abnormally big. There are people in their 1st trimester, they look like they are due.
Is it because they eat so much, or that has something to do with it?
If you had the right weight before pregnancy, Jifa, and sometimes you can't do anything about it. Some people eat so much when they are pregnant. You'd have to find a way of dealing with it, because you can't tell me that it's a craving. Last week we spoke about it. If craving is staying with you for 9 months, then
what if the child is demanding?
How can a child demand for days?
I don't know. It's just, asking,
Jifa,
like, I want more, I want more. Whatever it is the mom is consuming, I don't know.
Everything is measured.
Okay.
If it was for me, as far as what my baby or you, as far as what your baby wants is concerned, Jifa, every child, as a child, you probably would have had 3 cars. Because as a child, you see this car go like, Daddy, I want the car, I want this. But your daddy knows that at that point in time, that car probably is going to kill you. So you'd have to make sure. That's how come even in administration of medicine, we deal with dosages. Yeah. So the fact that I am a fan of wheat bread doesn't mean that I should carry a full wheat bread onto a plate and finish it. We have to do with portions. If you're hungry, eat. I won't sit here and tell you that don't eat. I will eat if I'm hungry, yes. But you don't abuse it. 2 slices is okay for the go. If you are doing your normal 5, your breakfast, lunch, supper, with your 2 in-betweens, Jifa, you should be good to go.
Okay. Thank you so much, Akosi Akunadi Yadom. Where do we follow you on social media, and what number can we contact you on if you have any questions relating to pregnancy? And any other thing. Doesn't have to be just pregnancy, but we are discussing pregnancy. This is the last day of our pregnancy conversation.
Bye-bye, pregnancy. So
where do we follow you?
Instagram at the nutritionist _Akosia.
Okay.
Yes, and then my number 0243 350206. 0243 350206.
02, say it again.
0243 350206.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Akosia.
Thank you, Jifa.
And thank you at home too. I hope you've learned something. So we need to eat a lot of fiber-rich foods, calcium, stay away from overeating, because it might affect, and it will actually affect, your ability to push. Know your due date. 4 weeks to your due dates, you can consume just 6 dates as snack. It will help you a lot. And of course, we want you to keep in mind oranges, pineapple, all those things are good for the baby. I hope you've learned a lot and you've made some notes to share with your friends who might be pregnant, or if you're also planning to be pregnant. The important thing is to plan ahead so that from the 1st trimester, you're consuming meals that are actually good for your body. Do not go anywhere. Breakfast Daily will be right back.
Now come dance to the beat. Bend down, shoulder, shoulder. What's up, everyone? My name is Miss V. Right now, you are watching Breakfast Daily. Don't go anywhere. Tiptoe swag.
I know about that photo. Saying Tim Titia who I go talk to. Yeah. This is Kwesiata and you're watching Breakfast Daily. Ground up to the top. Oh yeah.
Hey guys, I'm Sina, so keep watching Breakfast Daily on City TV. Love you guys. Mwah.
Let's go. All of the mercy. Yeah, it's your boy Junior Kiddy, Loyalty, aka Intimidation. Please, breakfast your morning very well with hot City Breakfast Dairy. Don't waste your time. Watch it. Enjoy your morning. Good morning. Bye-bye.
Jealousy go shame. I can see bad boy. Jealousy go shame. Whoa.
What's up, guys? Your boy Kitty, and right now you are watching Breakfast Daily.
Oh, Lord of mercy.
Let's go.
Okay, welcome back to Breakfast Daily right here on City TV. Now, today is a very important day for us right here at City. Remember that it's been a year, exactly a year today, since we went live. So, City TV, we are celebrating today. And remember also that as you